Welcome back, everybody. This is a weird and different kind of episode for us because normally we do audio only, as you can tell. But we've got a new friend here. Chuck from SeaWorld is with us, and we're visiting SeaWorld today. It's I guess windy, so hopefully the wind is not too much for trouble with the audio.
But it feels good, wouldn't you say?
Oh gosh,
it's a nice break from the heat, the September 100 degrees.
Yeah, and
nice
it's
to
like
have this
almost
breeze.
fall, like I think tomorrow, but it doesn't feel like it. But thanks for being here, Chuck. So, being here. Thanks for letting us be here.
Of course.
This is your place, not ours.
No, mi casa es su casa.
I'm so used to people coming to our place. But anyway, so yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into working here at SeaWorld, and then we'll talk about why we're here.
It's a great story. I really love it. My whole life I wanted to be like a television personality, and so I was studying television journalism. Yeah. And when SeaWorld opened in 1988, SeaWorld San Antonio opened in 1988, I took a job as a tour guide to practice my public speaking skills. I wanted to be able to speak on my feet and speak impromptu, and so it's a great place to come and practice it. And so I started working here just for a summer. It was just going to be for a summer. But I fell in love with the idea of training animals to educate and entertain people. Yeah. And so I did some soul searching. I was 2 years into my college career, and I changed my career much to the chagrin of my parents. And I was like, I got a plan. I'm going to be an animal trainer at SeaWorld. I'm going to swim with the whales and dolphins. And they're like, you can't even swim.
Yeah.
And they were right.
Well.
I was 21. I couldn't swim, so I had to learn to swim. Taught myself to swim, which is no easy feat when you're 21 years old. But I did it. One of my greatest accomplishments. Interviewed for a job, had to take a swim test to prove that I could swim. Okay. Passed the swim test, and they offered me the job. And since then, I have trained beluga whales, Pacific wide-sided dolphins, sea lions, walruses, otters, some terrestrial animals. So I did that for about 29 years. And then kind of hung up my wetsuit, so to speak. Took a little bit of a sabbatical from SeaWorld, and then I came back as the director of public relations. So I'm responsible for being a spokesperson for the company and then just teaching people about all the great things that SeaWorld San Antonio has to offer.
Well, you know the place inside and out. So you've worked with the animals, you know how the event planning works, you know how, I mean, there's just a ton of stuff I'm sure you got to know about this place to be able to talk about it like this.
Yeah,
right?
And I'm learning. I'm learning every single day. But you know, there's three kind of aspects that we specialize at SeaWorld, and one would be, first and foremost, would be animals and education. So we want people to come out here, learn about these animals, learn how to conserve the environment that we share with them. So that's one aspect of SeaWorld. Another aspect would be thrilling rides. Yeah. Of course, we have several roller coasters here, including we're opening up a new one next year.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
See that one? Cool. Yeah, it's called the Texas Stingray. It is Texas's only Texas's tallest, fastest, longest wooden roller coaster. So it's got a lot of those what we call superlatives: tallest, fastest, longest.
It's good for marketing.
Yeah, the thing is 96 feet tall. The drop is 100 feet. It goes 55 miles an hour, and so it adds to our group of thrilling rides that we already have. So we've got animals, we have rides, and then we also have events like Halloween, or what we call Howl-O-Scream. Here at SeaWorld, and so that goes on from September 27th to October 27th, and we've got fun things during the day for people who may not appreciate the scare. So if you have little kids, you might want to think about coming out to what we call Spook-tacular.
Or old guys like me.
Yeah, right. Spook-tacular is great. It's family fun with a Halloween twist to it. We have a pumpkin patch picnic. We have a Sesame Street Halloween parade. We have trick-or-treating during the day at Sesame Street Bay of Play. And so that's from 10 until 6. But then at 6 o'clock, when that sun goes down, that's when the ghouls come out for our Howl-O-Scream. 4 haunts, including a brand new one, Milton Creek Manor. You may check in, but we're not quite sure if you're going to check out.
Yeah, we've got some video of that one. Yeah. Or at least of the intro.
Yeah, the outside. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. We have Zombie Horde, we have Carver's Cradle. And then we have some Halloween-themed shows, including Monster Mash, which is fantastic. I've been working at SeaWorld 30 years or so. It's probably one of my favorite shows that we've ever put on, Monster Mash.
And it's all through the park, right? It's not concentrated in one little area.
The Halloween festivities are all throughout the park.
Yeah, so you really get to see the place. The rides and all are still open, right?
The rides are open in the evening, and I tell you, riding them at night is different than riding them during the day.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Now, is this like, we've been big Disney fans over the years, so every time they have a Halloween party or a Christmas party, it's a hard ticket extra thing. So is this a separate ticket from coming in during the regular day, or is it all included?
And I am
how does it work?
So glad that you asked that. You pay the admission to come into SeaWorld, and everything else is included. All the rides, all the shows, yes, all the attractions. Now there are opportunities to upgrade. For example, if you want to, anyone can go and see our beluga whale show called Ocean Discovery.
Yeah.
But if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade to a beluga interaction program where you actually can go behind the scenes of that show, put on a wetsuit, get in the water with the beluga whales. So that's a little bit of an upgrade right there. So there's several different upgrades around the park. But for the admission, getting in, you're going to be able to ride all the rides, see all the animals, the attractions, all the Halloween haunts. That's all included in the admission.
And one of the things we did, I think this was back when our daughter, she turned 18, and we came and did and participated in the penguin encounter thing.
Yeah,
where penguin, you can come and you get to touch a baby penguin and see how fluffy they are. I mean, they're really fluffy.
They really are.
I'm looking at the family over here, by the way. I'm not
going
crazy
family.
and
Hello,
staring.
family.
Yeah, but it was a whole lot of fun, and we got some great memories from all that. So this is one of our favorite places to come, but we've never been here during this time of the year. Yeah. So it's really kind of cool to see the decorations all during the day. And I'm sure, like you said, it transforms at night. There's lights in the trees, there's all kind of stuff.
Lights in the trees, there's scare actors that roam the territories, is what we call them, territories. Yes. And then there's the haunts that you go into, and some of them are outside, some of them are inside, but they are all very scary and, just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, for someone, we moved here, I guess, 4 years ago. And the first time we came here, I mean, we were just amazed at how big the place was. We focused on a lot of shows. We rode some of the rides. I think I was probably in the summer as well, so it was probably warm. But for someone who's new, maybe new to the area or just new to coming during the holiday seasons like this, what do you suggest they try? What do they start with? How do they get a good flavor of the place?
Wow, well, everything. I mean, I can't pinpoint one thing that you come to SeaWorld to and just do that. The best way to take advantage of SeaWorld is what you and your family have done, and that's with our annual passes and our fun cards. And you can find out more about those. Absolutely. You can find about those on SeaWorld.com.
This is going to sound like a plug, but we pulled up today, and I was like, oh wow, parking's like was $23 or whatever. And she said, and we said, well, we have passes. And the person said, well, let me see your passes. And it's like, oh, well, your parking's included. Yeah. And we felt like, oh, we're special right away.
You are indeed.
I had no idea. So it was like, this is really a great deal because all we got to do is walk in.
Sure. Yeah. And for our pass members like yourself, we have certain events throughout the year that are exclusive to them. So if you get a pass to Aquatica, there will be some times where we will, it'll be after hours events. So if Aquatica closes at 6, pass members will be able to stay from 6 until 9 and ride the new attractions. We have pass member events at SeaWorld, like for example today for pass members, we're giving them a sneak preview of Milton Creek Manor, the new haunt for our Howl-O-Scream, a week before everybody else. So pass members, it definitely has its advantages. It pays for itself in just like 2 visits. I mean, the pricing is just ridiculously good. So again, check that out on SeaWorld.com.
It's hard to pass up because it's a monthly membership type thing. And when we lived in Florida for a while, and Disney World was a lot more expensive, but at the same time, because you lived in Florida, you can do a monthly thing. Yeah. And most cases, if you don't live there, you can't. So it's a lot harder. But we were talking to Tim Morrow over at the zoo recently. We did a podcast with Tim. And
who used to work at SeaWorld for many,
many years. Yeah, he was here for a long
time.
With
Tim for a long time.
But one of the things he talked about was the fact that San Antonio has these 2 roller coaster behind us. Small one, but it's a roller coaster. Yeah. But anyway, he was talking about the fact that San Antonio is a big city, but we've got two major theme parks. We've got an amazing zoo. We've got the Riverwalk. We've got tons of stuff to do in this city, and people don't think of it like that. There aren't many cities in this country that have what we have for entertainment.
We are really spoiled, I guess, for lack of a better word, because there is so much to do in our city. I mean,
people take it for granted. I think.
It's a city that's built around hospitality. We've got
really
the Alamo and smack dab in the middle of downtown.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like he was saying, there's 2 major theme parks within 15 minutes of each other. There's an amazing zoo. There's museums. There's our beautiful Riverwalk, and you can drive 45 minutes and you can be tubing on the Frio, or I'm sorry, the Guadalupe or the.
Yeah, we've not done that yet, but we want to.
Lots and lots of fun. Yeah, San Antonio is great. I'm come from a military family. Okay. I was actually born here. Dad was in the military. We moved all around, and we came back here in the early '80s. And I absolutely love love my little city. It's not a little city, but I love my city. It's fantastic.
It still feels relatively small. We always say that because it's like you can go to different neighborhoods, different communities within the city, and it feels small. It doesn't feel hectic. It doesn't feel crazy, unless you're in traffic. That's the only time that I complain about this city. But it's a city, so
you're gonna find that.
What do you
everywhere
expect?
You go. Yeah.
So, just from recommendation standpoint, we talked about a little bit of that. Let's talk about your personal favorites, I guess. So, what are your favorite things to do here when you're not working? You're not on the
Here
clock.
at SeaWorld or here in San Antonio?
Oh, here at SeaWorld.
At SeaWorld, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little bit biased because I did spend a lot of time in the animal department, the zoological department. So my favorite show here, no disrespect to the sea lions, no disrespect to the orcas, would be the beluga show. But of course, I lived there for almost 30 years. I saw most of them born, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, most of the beluga was there.
That's
I had
pretty cool.
the fortune of being able to see them born and to help care for them. So definitely enjoy the beluga show. I also really appreciate something that we have. It's called the Animal Ambassador Team. This is a team of zoological professionals that care for animals, but these animals are not the animals that come to top of mind when you think about SeaWorld. So they will have owls. They will have a wallaby. So the cousin of the kangaroo. And they have a bald eagle, a rescued bald eagle, and they take these animals out into the community as well as throughout the park.
I didn't know y'all did that.
Yeah, let people get up close and personal with these animals. They can actually touch some of the animals. We have lemurs. They've had turtles in the past. They've had snakes in the past. So they're just a really special, interesting, unique group that takes a little bit of SeaWorld and can travel with it. So they go to schools, they go to hospitals, they go to television stations, and they spread our message of ensuring that people have an appreciation. We want to inspire people to appreciate animals and the world that we share with them.
I was waiting while they were on the roller coaster, on the rescue coaster, and in the gift shop, the exit over there, which is nice and air conditioned, especially today. But it had on the sign, I think it had 31,000 animals rescued.
Yeah, and that sign needs to be updated because we're now pushing 36,000 animals that have been rescued.
I mean, it sounds like, wow, that's a lot. But if you think about every single one as an individual, that's a lot.
And and some of them are from small rescues from an opossum on the side of the road to huge rescues.
Yeah, the videos that y'all are showing in there are pretty cool.
Manatee. I mean, to rescue a manatee, there was SeaWorld Orlando was involved in a manatee rescue where I think it was something like 9 manatees swam into like a drainage pipe.
Oh, wow.
And they had to actually excavate and cut into the pipes to
be able to get them out.
And SeaWorld was there and helped these animals. And then, when it comes to rescuing animals and caring for animals, we will spare no amount of money. We'll spare no amount of people hours, manpower to help these animals.
Do the people that work here get a chance to do that if there's an opportunity locally, or do y'all have a chance to travel to be part of those teams? Or?
Yeah, we actually do. We've actually had people from our zoological team travel to Florida, to San Diego, the SeaWorld's out there, and help when they have needs out there. For example, a few years ago they had an event where sea lions were just swimming on shore and kind of beaching themselves on the shore. And SeaWorld San Diego, they had enlisted all the people in their zoological department, but they just couldn't keep up with this. It was called an unusual mortality event where the sea lions were just swimming up on shore, and if we weren't there to help them, they would pass away. So they reached out to the other parks, and we would send teams of people out. Okay, you're going to go there and you're going to stay there for 2 weeks, and then that person would be relieved and another person would go out for 2 weeks. So yeah, there is opportunity for us to go to the other parks and help out. We're all one big company with that mission to inspire people to care for animals and the wild wonders of the world.
It's pretty cool. Well, thanks for doing this. I guess before we wrap up, because we're talking about Howl-O-Scream today.
Yeah.
But this, I'm sorry? Oh, the turtle.
Yeah.
Event video. Melissa is great at interrupting me. People that listen to the show know that we love interrupting each other. Anyway.
It makes for a great marriage. Hey,
that's exactly right. So we've got video that we're going to put out there about the new turtle reef, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I couldn't believe how many there were. I counted at least 5 of these giant turtles.
Yes, we have 5 sea turtles, and all sea turtles are either threatened or endangered. And a couple of the sea turtles in there, we got them through rescue. They are one of those almost 36,000 animals that have been rescued by SeaWorld.
It's pretty neat, and one of them was camera shy, and I think I finally got a really good video where it was swimming by. I don't think it was it Crush was the one from the from Finding Nemo. I don't know.
Yeah,
it wasn't him, but it was,
one.
it was probably a cousin. Well, no, where I was going with that was that last year around the holidays, around Christmas, we came and did the dinner with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I mean, like we were talking, we're just about to start off our Halloween stuff, but if you look in these trees, there are Christmas lights because there's something like 9 million lights throughout SeaWorld, and if you haven't come to our Christmas celebration, you need to come out and see it.
Well, that was one of those events that I could definitely recommend. We had a lot of fun. Are y'all planning to do that again?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that starts. I mean, Halloween ends. I think we have like a 2 or 3 week break, and then boom, Christmas starts up right after that.
It was it was a full dinner. It was. I mean, the interaction. Mrs. Claus was amazing. Nothing against Mr. Claus, but Mrs. Claus was really amazing. But we had a great time, and the place was decorated. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So, but anyway, yeah. So if you're listening to this, like I said, the internet's forever. Check and see what season you're in, and because I'm sure there's an event out here for that. So thank you, Chuck, for being part of this and for being on the show.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you very much.
This is our first video podcast, if you want to call it that. We're going to use the audio and put it out there. But thanks for watching us, and next time you get a chance, come out to SeaWorld. It's a place that if you haven't been to, you need to, and if you have, there's probably something new right now that you haven't seen.
One more thing.
What's that?
If you don't already follow us on social media, we are a good follow at SeaWorld San Antonio. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. So please, we're a good follow.
And we'll link all that stuff out there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you around the Alamo City. I said watching. Thanks for listening.
That too.